Hello all and welcome here. We are in the CyberGamer TV studio. Myself, Tobi Wan here to bring you a match which actually happened 12 hours ago. MYM going up against DTS in Pick League. Can you believe it? We're up to number 14 on the Pick Leagues. It's definitely telling you how long Dota has been around and how long these two teams have been around. DTS with a bit of a lineup change of late. We won't go into that one, but they were missing some rather key players for this round. This time we'll see how the new team actually goes, who they're going up against. It is the Superstars MYM, led by the fearless and very, very long playing also Melk, who that's right, I got his name right, Syndron. Melk will be actually here in the game. I get it wrong throughout the rest of Shoutcast. So we're going to jump ourselves straight into this replay cast. Of course, this happened last night, hence it's a replay, so I don't have all the little features that everyone else would have actually had last time. But here you are, up on your screen for you, and we'll actually kick it off. The upside of doing it this way, however, is actually that I can actually speed through the bans and picks. So we'll actually move a little bit faster pace through here. I am by myself this evening, if you hadn't actually realised this one, mainly because everyone else actually still asleep, as it's only just time to come home from work. DTS will be playing, anyway, back out the game. DTS will be playing for the Sentinel side. We will have MYM. You are sure that captain is Malik, who is doing the draft. Oh, see, I told you. Didn't last long. Malk will be there playing for that one. And like Wild TV has dropped as well. It's been having horrendous issues the entire time. So glad we didn't try and shoutcast off the stream for that one. Haha, cough, cough, wink, quick nose nudge. Okay, DTS as the Sentinel side, banning off Morphling as well as VS. Morphling has become a perma-ban. If you haven't been watching Dota of late and you've only just decided to, ooh, hang on, I should kick back into the scene a little bit. Morphling has been banned because of the Ethereal Blade mainly. One item takes this guy completely out of play just because it's literally a shotgun of damage. But then again, we have seen a lot before where Morphling can get shut down, but it requires a lot more focus to actually shut him down, which allows other players in the lineup to actually move themselves around. So obviously, not appearing in this game up, and also not appearing will be Vengeful Spirit, Alchemist. Windrunner being taken out by MYM, so try and stop the easy counter to a tri lane. Of course, being Windrunner. Invoker also taken out as well. Invoker, a very, very popular hero of late. Even in just random pubs have been playing of late. Everyone's just picking him up as everyone's just trying to learn how he actually works. One of the hardest heroes in Dota to actually play is Invoker, just because of the way his abilities swap over and then getting the timing right on them, knowing where you've actually got to go. Takes a very, very, very smart player to actually work out all the ins and outs of Invoker and make him the best hero on the map. Did get a little bit of a buff as well with his Sunstrike he can actually use. Does actually give him XP for when it actually hits, even if he is not in the neighbourhood. There's hearing freaking techies going off there, but it's actually not his. Clockwork Goblin. Into the picks already, DTS have come up with the Crystal Maiden, Shadow Fiend, as well as ES. ES is going to love that. You're not going to really need a Soul Ring on him. Instead, just feed off that ES aura. Might even still get it because having that mana up his sleeve all the time is definitely what he wants. It's a fast regen of mana as well. SF, look to see solo mid here for DTS. DTS, of course, we've seen so many times with their solo SF. That was with their previous lineup. Who's going to take him this time? We're going to find out. ES is also on the lineup. Great hero for a tri lane. And ESCM is a great combination anyway, because you got your Frost, you got your double stun through the back of them too. In fact, it's almost a triple stun with the ES totem he can drop as well. So look to see them actually picking up the lanes and roaming themselves around, especially the ES. Especially down the bottom lane, being on the Sentinel side. Jumping over towards the Scourge side, they've come up with VS, Clockwork Goblin, as well as Potom. Interesting line to see how they're actually going to lame this one. Visage being well known as the hero which gets babysat during a tri lane, because has that big nuke early on. How effective it's going to be, we'll have to find out. We'll see who's actually going to be in the lane to him next. But Clockwork Goblin as well as Potom. Now, Clockwork of late we have seen go as a tri laner. Mana using his rocket to actually get those last hits in the creep wave. This time around, we'll see how he's actually played. MYM, they always, well, they can play the norm, but they can also show us something very, very new and different. Potom, a hero which has not been picked for a very, very long time. I say a very, very long time, not really consistently picked for at least 6 months. Just due to the fact that, no other real fact, the other heroes on the map have been, other heroes in the pool have decided to be a little bit more popular. Potom's still very, very great, has that long-range arrow. If you're also new to Dota, here's a bit of an education. Potom arrow, the longer it actually goes, the longer the stun actually goes. So basically the longer the length, the longer the stun. But it must actually hit, and that's the hardest thing. It's a great initiator, but it's also a very, very hard arrow to hit. So look for a hero who's a player who's actually got that mindset of map control to know where the player's actually going to move, where the enemy's going to move, and you get that long-range arrow. Of course, you can set it up with initial stun, which can actually come from Clockwork Goblin with his power cogs, or he has a mini stun, but it's not going to be enough to hold him in place. The Witch Doctor stun, however, will definitely be enough to hold him in place. The bouncing cocktail, and it is a great fun to actually have. And then he throws out his ultimate top of it, Maledict as well. Look for the early blood with the Maledict, or he can actually go Restoration build. So instead of actually popping off the Maledict, which allows you to basically double the damage as put onto any hero, hence the early game power it actually gets from it. You need a big nuker to actually help him off with that one. But you actually have a Restoration build, which is another of his abilities that allows him to regen the health of any unit around him. Does cost mana to do so, and of course it does cost those early levels as well. So he might even be a great hero to throw down in that bottom tri lane, which you know is going to go with Visage. Who's going to couple up with him? We'll just have to wait and see. As Lich is coming up as our 4th pick here for DTS. A very, very good pick as well. Like Lich did get his armor reworked, but he did actually get his sacrifice that allows him to sacrifice a creep and get mana for it. That was actually buffed. There's a lower cooldown for it. I think he gets less mana for it though, but the cooldown is like cut in half or something like that. So it's like consistent denies. So look to see him down there in the bottom lane, even if he's just doing standard harassment. Getting that consistent deny down allows him to harass more, use his frost a little bit more, and well, it's actually a pretty nice pick up there for DTS. They still need one more carry hero, which they've left open for themselves as MYM pick up their last hero, Furion, a very, very popular pick of late, just for his ability to basically gank, push, the whole shebang. He's just this awesome damage dealer, able to lock people in place with those trees that come up, so you'll see them a hell of a lot during this game, and even then can sacrifice the trees, turn them into treants, and then push the lanes out. But what is his great ability is map control. The ability to TP anywhere on the map. It is a great ability. Allows him to gank, allows him to get in front of retreating heroes as well, lock them in place, as I said, with the trees, or basically just get to a lane which is being outpushed, and then he can TP himself out. DOTA is actually our last pick here for DTS. Not a bad agi carry pick, considering the fact that DOTA's mana shield obviously gets, basically stops the damage, reduces the damage. Until he runs out of mana. But with CM's aura up on the field, that's going to be a lot easier for our DOTA to actually stay alive for that one. Okay, let's have a look at the lane. So actually, tri-lane heading towards the top by the looks of it here for our MYM side. As we're just getting ourselves into nice positions. So we'll actually have Demon heading towards the top as our Visage. Joining him will be Mania. The Mania is one of the best support heroes you could ever ask for out of MYM, as Push will also put in that category as well. Looks like Missy. I think that's an alias. We don't have Syndrome to actually tell us who the hell that actually is. Missy will be going solo bottom in the middle lane by the looks of it. Furion still has not been picked up yet now. Actually, yes, he has. By the looks of it, it's Malik. It's Milk. Will be playing as our Furion, and he is one of the best players to actually throw on Furion, especially for the fact that Malik has been playing the game for so long. He just knows how to move himself around the map properly. He has that knowledge to keep that map control going, and it's definitely going to be up to him as well to call the initiation, because he's going to have to be the one saying, I'm going for the bottom lane, hit it, and then Clockwork Goblin has got to try and hit it, and he will be running towards the bottom lane, and it is LC Pro playing as Clockwork Goblin. The second rocket is actually fired off right now. It's just having a bit of a look around, wants to see he's actually around inside the neutrals, checking that ward position on the bottom lane to see if it was actually put to actually watch that ward. To watch mainly the trees on the side here to know if he's actually going to get ganked from the side. So smart rockets to keep the vision on here. First rune of the match will go to DTS, as it will be NS. Another great support player, has not left the DTS lineup. He's still there playing and picks up the double damage rune. He'll be there supporting that middle lane. He will actually be supporting a man who is moving too fast for my screen to actually see it. G will be playing as the Nevermore in the middle lane, and towards the top lane we have AA4 playing as our Lich by themselves. So not the lineup I was expecting. Down towards the bottom lane we have ES running himself around with DOTA. So that's Light on DOTA and Dread playing as ES. And that lane will be going up against the Clockwork Goblin. So not designed to actually go for the tri-lane, which is generally what you expect when you see something like a Visage or something along those lines to try and counter the tri-lane. Instead, just basically throwing up the two solos. Melk has actually gone towards that top lane, actually pulling the Satyrs up from the side to try and slow down this creep wave, which he should be able to do pretty successfully as well. Actually, no, he's only going to get a Ghoul as well as a Necro, but that's enough for him to actually farm up that creep wave, and the Ghoul and the Necro can take the damage for him. So watch this CS very, very closely. In fact, Melk actually not even worrying about it, just letting the Ghoul and the Necro try and have a bit of fun there with the Satyrs. They will actually die, and then he'll go over and finish him off. Mid lane SF versus Potom. I'm a little bit worried here for Potom. Potom can harass from range, but of course so can Nevermore. And the more souls he collects, the more damage he's going to do. And that's going to be even worse for Missy. And Missy's going to be careful of that big burst damage. Those razors, I think we're going to see Nevermore wait until, like, G's going to wait until he gets to level 3. Get those razors up to level 2. I say that, and he used one straight away. Thanks for proving me wrong, dude. It's absolutely amazing. But Nevermore will have that opportunity as in comes. Oh, Starfall. Very, very aggressive here from Missy. Really wants to throw Nevermore back here. Top lane's been pulled on through. There's Melk at work. Actually, not Melk. We've had Mania join us up here on the top lane. Go for the pull. So it is a try lane up there on the top, but they are farming 2 creep camps to do so. Looks like CM having a bit of fun there with the ES, just munching on one of those trees has allowed to actually do that double pull very, very easily too. Give Dusa a little bit more time to actually farm there on the bottom lane. Something which they cannot allow to do. A farmed up Dusa is like having a farmed up Morphling, except Dusa just doesn't die. Morphling will burst damage your ass down like a flat pancake, but it's not something you want to see with Dusa. Dusa will do that slow, continuous damage with the Mystic Snake, and of course, then later on in the game when she gets her 2nd or 3rd tier 3 item, then you'll actually see the increased damage from things like Butterfly, and you'll see that split shot come off and have a great old time. Looks like Lich still going solid there on the top lane. Probably not a bad move to actually keep Lich up there on the top lane. The Crit Wave will eventually fall in. Of course, with that pull that keeps on happening here from the MYM side, he is not going to have a free farm up there on the top lane, but they want Lich up to level 6. Get his ulti up as early as they possibly can. As Nevermore very, very low here in that middle. Potom actually pops off the healing Slav as well as the tanker to try and regen the health nice and fast so she can catch up and try and bring down this Nevermore, who is out of consumables here in the middle lane. And has got to be careful if Potom tries to fire off an arrow. He has got to be on the ball here. It will fly past the tower, so he will have tons of time to actually see that arrow fly. But keep very, very mindful here. In fact, SF, the courier has come up, and that should be a healing Slav on top of him. Actually just running bottle now, so SF going to go for a bit of rune control. Wants to keep that Potom down on HP. Potom also running a bottle now too, so Nevermore and Potom going the bottle / rune control here in the middle. Of course, if you don't know what I mean by rune control, you can actually pick up the runes inside the bottles and then save them for a rainy day. Don't last forever, but you can actually save them for a rainy day. So Nevermore, couple of razors, Starfall, just trying to use it. Actually, great work there by Missy, just damaging him. Oh no, Furion! You're waiting for Melk to make the move. They might get it in the middle lane. Nevermore turns itself back into it, but Missy gets the last hit there. That's what I was talking about with Melk actually being the man to call the initiate. He TP'd in, I think, behind the trees there and just locked the SF in place. Either that or he walked, I didn't even notice, but wow. Wow, SF was not ready for it. There's no ward down there, I don't think, actually keeping tabs on this, so he